It's almost a new year, which means it's time for the top weirder news of 2023. What were the biggest laughs, wildest failures, and shockingly major news moments from the past 12 months?
Yeah, first here, what comically unfortunate things government tax dollars were wasted on this year, from training animals to gamble to questionable studies that will leave you scratching your heads about what its purpose was.
Then decide what was the top funniest New Year's resolution from the list we put together, or submit your own resolution in the rise.tv live chat.
Yeah, we'll read those during our Q&A when we get over to rise.tv. But take a walk down 2023 memory lane that you might have blocked out as we discuss the biggest events that happened each month.
And for our most popular segment, the top 10 weirder news of the week, we'll do our annual highlight reel with a mix of the best stories from the past year that you probably forgot about.
Yeah, so let's ring in the new year on a high note, or maybe a very weird one, on this Friday Night Live. And we'll see you out
on the edge.
How you doing, Rob?
Good, Ben. How are you?
Doing really well. And by the way, if you're listening to our Edge of Wonder podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or elsewhere, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Also, remember to like, follow, subscribe on Rumble, YouTube, Ganjing World, Twitter, and Facebook, and anywhere else you might.
Also, if you have any affinity for skunk apes, give us a like or subscribe for Ben's hat. We appreciate that.
I like this hat. Yes, this is really cool. And man, I still can't believe that it's already 2024. It's so freaking weird.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even know.
I know we're gonna get into this, but it really starts freaking you out when you start realizing that the Chinese weather balloon thing happened in January of 2023. So that was like literally a year ago. You and I were like, "What is this thing?"
I can't believe that. I really can't believe that.
Okay, man.
A few months ago.
No, we're like time travelers or something. Like this is not cool.
I just tell people that all the time because, like, every time I like someone checks my age for something, they'll just give me this strange look, and they'll like look at it and look at me like, you definitely don't look your age, and I just like, yeah, I'm a time traveler. So.
That's a good one. I like that. You know what I say is I'm like, yeah, well, if I grow my hair out, you'll see it's all gray. And then you know how old I am. Why do you think I shave it?
Too. Yeah. All right. We have something interesting and funny from Haley's comment, visible from Earth. So let's show this before. Whoa, what is this? Oh, compared to New York City. Wow.
Okay, let's see what would happen. I'm liking where this is going. And boom, Manhattan is gone. Wow.
It stopped right before.
So so the comet is actually bigger than the island of Manhattan.
Which technically isn't really that big. I mean, the island itself is only 8 miles long. So, I mean, that
comet though, like if that hit the Earth, I can see how it would basically the whole
planet. Hit the Earth,
it's like a bullet hitting an apple. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It really is.
Or maybe an apple is too small, but like if a bullet was hitting a large ball, you know?
Mm-hmm. Halley's Comet is only visible every 75 years. For some reason, I was thinking it was different than that. I do remember, yeah, because it appeared in 1986, and I remember.
I remember that too.
It was a big deal. I was a little kid.
I remember them saying that all the time on the news, though. It only appears every 75 years. Halley's Comet, blah blah blah.
For some reason, I was thinking it appeared earlier, maybe or like not too long ago, but maybe it was something else I'm thinking of.
You know, we may just see Halley's Comet again in our lifetime, which would make us one of the only people to see it twice.
Well, not to draw on Ben's Bendella effect love too much, but I swear it was sooner than that, 1986.
Dude, you know, I did too.
I sooner than that, like it was the 90s
or later.
Yes, yeah.
later.
like in the 90s. I think that's what I remember.
I was thinking the same thing, to be honest, because I was only 6 years old. So
No, yeah, because like think about it, dude. When we were 6, it was like think about what movies were coming out that you were watching. We were watching like RoboCop and like I'm serious.
Maybe not when I was 6. When I was
Total
8.
Recall. No, dude, those were the movies that were coming out, and like it's. I think we felt older than we actually were, you know, when that stuff was happening.
Probably. I don't know. It's funny though. Speaking of the Mandela effect, I do have one for us this week. So
really
get into that with this.
Wait, you're gonna do that now, right? Still got the Christmas hat.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I was originally kind of contemplating whether to do a Christmas one or not, but this one really shocked me. So there's actually quite a few Mandela effects in Wizard of Oz, and we talked about them in the past, so I won't get into them. Like Scarecrow now has a gun. Dorothy doesn't say, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." She now says, "I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore." We talked about that one too. That one was really
wrong,
weird,
man.
Yeah, I know, totally wrong. Because everyone's like, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." I mean, like everyone says that wherever they are. But there's a new one that I found now. What color is the Scarecrow's hat? Do you remember, Rob?
Orange or green?
I would have said the same color as his shirt, which is green. I do kind of remember like a brownish part of it. It is black. Now, Lindsay and I
wait, hold it. We're talking about a black and white movie that was then transferred into color. So is someone screwing with us?
Lindsay, can you show some of these? So show. Okay, so this is literally a company did like a recreation of the statue of Scarecrow.
Yeah, green,
and they made it green. They made the hat green because that's what
right.
This is how I remember it.
This is how I remember him.
Yeah, with the green hat. And here's some costumes I found with a green hat. However, it was really hard to find the
that
costume.
Is a really crappy costume,
because the ones that are really good are now black. The hats are black. And this is what's super weird. So
something out there. No, this is so wrong.
Yeah,
that is wrong.
Now
that's a witch's hat. That's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is now like my brother also is like, well, you know, now everything's digital, so like the colors are different and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but no, this is, you know. And Lindsay was like, maybe it's like dark green, but no, this is black. This is like not how I remember it. I remember it the same color. It's like, why isn't his shirt that he's wearing then?
It looks green there, but it's mostly because the straw looks green.
Yeah, exactly. It is black. I for sure checked this.
Why was Dorothy sniffing him in that last? She was totally sniffing him.
Maybe that's where Joe Biden is influenced from. That I don't know. Really though, I have no idea. And you know, now it's like, you know, he has a gun in all these scenes, and like no one ever remembers the gun either.
No, there was no gun.
Yeah, like where that, like so what? Weird. Like Wizard of Oz, Scarecrow has a gun and he never uses it. Like that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, anyway, I mean, all of it's just there he is with the gun, and that's just like,
why would a Scarecrow have a gun? It doesn't even make sense.
The whole thing. Yeah, all these Mandela effects.
I feel like some being out there in the fourth dimension is just having a big laugh.
I feel like that's
or something. It's such a gaslighting weird thing, you know?
It is. And man, there are so many articles coming out from the mainstream media with scientists you know, understanding of why these Mandela effects, you know, and it's like the consensus is just that everyone's getting it wrong. You know, everyone like misremembers all these things. Yeah. And it's like, sure, 1 billion people around the world are misremembering things.
Yeah.
I highly doubt
telling me a billion people around the world are misremembering mirror on the wall.
I can't say 1 billion, but I can
say
but like millions and millions.
There's no way those people are misremembering mirror on the wall.
No, that's definitely that. You know, that's like one of the biggest ones there is out there. and it's really like people are really freaked out about this. So
They should be. Somebody is screwing with us.
somebody. But all right, okay. So we have this report that came out in 2023. Do we want to jump right into it, or we want to go? Okay, let's just jump right into it.
I'm scared.
So get this, everyone. You want to know where your taxpayer dollars went to? Well, the government spent $900 billion in 2023 doing these, I don't even know what to call them, scientific studies from schools, basically. Most of this, you could argue that this is grant money, but they get grant money from the government, i.e. comes basically from our taxes. So, Barbie dolls and so much more from this. So Barbie doll photos were used to get COVID paycheck protection program funds. So scammers use Barbie doll faces as proof of identity, which the AI system responsible for identity verification did not catch. So I guess you could say that's partly where some of that money went to. I'm sure it didn't equal that much money, but this is one of the things that was in this report. And so in 2023, we're going to go through a lot of so first let's go through some of this more insane stuff, and then we're going to go back through like some of these. So in the fiscal year of 2023, the U.S. Department of Treasury spent $659 billion of interest. So like, our national debt now is like, I don't know, somewhere in the 30s trillion dollars, right? So last year they paid back $659 billion, and that was only on the interest. So it didn't.
Wait, who are they paying this to?
This has been
themselves
that everyone has been asking.
Like, is it banks? Are they borrowing this money from banks and then they owe the banks? What is it?
Yeah. That's a big part of it. Banks, other countries. China owns like somewhere between $5 and $8 trillion of our debt. You have some other countries that are the same way, probably private sectors and some companies and banks and all that, but then also to ourselves. So, I mean, like I've never really been able to find a definite answer on this question, and I even talk to like people that know this stuff really well, and that's usually their answer. And it's like, yeah, it's just it. And then like everyone just agrees, like, this is so dumb, which is why on the surface, when they want to do the great reset, and everything goes down to zero, and it's like, well, on the surface, yeah, okay, that's not a bad idea. You just reset the whole world debt back to zero. But by doing that, we have to agree to a one world currency. So do we want that?
No. Bad idea.
I would agree with that.
One world anything is a bad idea.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, and so like again, a big part of it is China. It's hard to say exactly how much that was. I mean, the trillions, there's just trillions upon trillions of dollars that we owe to China now. So, but basically what we're doing is borrowing that money from China to pay interest on the funds that we couldn't afford to pay in the first place. So, I mean, this is just I don't know who's making these decisions. That's what I'd really like to find out. But
yeah, it's a great question. Great question.
It's like, we owe $1 trillion. Let's just borrow more money.
Is somebody in the treasury making these decisions? Like
current administration. Take your pick.
What if we, Lindsay, what if we watch a trailer now, and then when we get back, we talk about
Monkey
what
Island.
I like to call Planet of the Apes or Monkey Island.
That sounds great. Let's do that. And then you
all right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The TV is biased and chaotic. The movies are cliche and boring. The Matrix is taking over.
Where can I find some good entertainment, for goodness sake?
Well, look no further. Get our streaming platform, rise.tv, for 25% off. Hundreds of videos, positivity, humor, and deep dives into mysteries and metaphysical topics.
What more could I ask for?
Want to hear the truth about Bigfoot, near-death experiences, the evils of communism, ancient civilizations, and supernatural things? Rise.tv has you covered.
I used to be sad, lonely, and depressed. Not anymore.
You'll love interacting with awesome people on rise.tv.
There's so much to watch.
Ben and Rob are great.
Those guys always make me forget the world is falling apart.
Subscribe to rise.tv yourself, or give your loved ones the gift of true, uncensored information. For the holidays, the yearly subscription is more than 25% off. That's just $7 a month.
I want rise.tv for Christmas.
All right, Monkey Island. Oh man, we're gonna get into that in a second, but before we do, you guys at home watching this, we just showed you that trailer. You can get the holiday 2023 discount through December 31st, 2023. So don't miss it. Join now. Get on board. We'd love to have you for the year. It's the perfect time of the year to do it. And there's so many videos, so much content on there, and we're not stopping in 2024. There's going to be tons and tons of stuff, and we're going to make a massive breakthrough and in 2024. So join now. We'd love to have you.
Yep. We have so much content for you guys to watch, like hundreds of videos and some documentaries. So enough to keep you occupied for the whole year. Monkey Island, Rob, you want to tell us about this monkey?
Yeah, so a 3,000 monkey colony has been raised on a state-owned island. So the NIH, which is the National Institute of Health, signed a $33.2 million contract with a local business to house, feed, and care for these monkeys before they're shipped to research labs around the country, where they'll probably be experimented on and turned into super soldiers to kill us all. Just kidding. I made that last part up.
Into Bigfoot.
Yeah. So the
That's
government,
how Bigfoot really came about.
Right. It's an
Back in
experiment.
time. Just joking, but maybe not. No,
Yeah,
really.
the government initially established the colony in the late 70s. But I find it also, we're on the topic of like finances here. It is just so strange that they spend this much money. They're willing to spend this much money on monkeys, like a monkey colony. And there's actually like real problems in the country that are going on that they just blanket. It's like they just neglect, like I don't understand how this happened.
And the fact that this is the NIH makes me really question how much of that $33 million went to local businesses to house, feed, and care for these monkeys. I mean, that is a ton of money. And
it does say here that the $1 million, this $33.2 million contract went to a local business. One.
Oh,
so
wow.
Actually,
good catch, man.
Probably open up a can of worms by looking into what that business was. And
wow. I mean, dude, the people of Hawaii didn't even get that much money when it burned down. They were giving the families each only $720.
That's what I mean. Like, and then probably taxing them on that money.
Yeah. And it's so like $33 million for monkeys.
Dude.
This is really weird. Yeah.
It's not just weird. It's like, it's actually totally insulting when you put it into the context of what happened in Hawaii,
Now, granted, I'm not trying to, say anything negative about monkeys here, but these monkeys are specifically being they're going to be used for research and experimenting on. And remember,
Dude, no,
like
no. Why does science get all of this money and then like people like the Hawaiians don't? I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's like
definitely Fauci is in charge of the NIH. Well, I don't know if he's still in charge of the NIH, but he was for a very long time. So I don't know, man. It's super weird and scary.
okay, here, just talking about this money stuff again. $6 million to boost Egyptian tourism. The United States Agency for International Development, the USAID, approved spending $6 million of our dollars to boost tourism in Egypt, which it promotes as a value investment in sustainable integrated tourism, which no one on the planet understands what that means. Value investment in sustainable integrated tourism. Hawaii. You could give that $6 million to them.
I mean, the U.S. This is an article that Lindsay, can you pull that back up? The U.S. has spent over $100 million on Egyptian tourism so far. What the heck?
Why?
I mean, I guess that's over the years,
and
but
then
it
we
doesn't
wonder like why we have the national debt is what it is. It's like, can't you just stay in your own lane and like, I don't understand. Like,
yeah, and who knows how much money we've actually gave Ukraine too. I mean, this is like,
oh, it's in the hundreds of billions now, right?
Yeah, hundreds of billions. Yeah, and again, like, you know, it's like, just be fair about it. Okay, cool, but what about U.S. citizens? Anyway, all right. Well, how about walking hot dogs?
Oh, finally a break from all of those dollars.
When you walk outside in the summer, you get hot. Of course you do. When Labrador retrievers are walked outside in the summer, they also get hot. I mean, I think any dog gets hot. Getting hot while you're walking outside in the heat might be obvious to you, but the United States Department of Agriculture allocated cutting edge, in quotes, research funding to support a summer study that walked 16 dogs of 2 different colors and measured their rectal temperatures.
This is our science.
Which dog gets the hottest? Let's just stick thermometers in all their butts and find out.
Yeah. Well, obviously the darker dogs are going to get harder, weirdos.
No, this is the best part. Ready for this? $1.7 billion to stick thermometers in dogs' butts.
Wait a minute. They spent, keep going.
That's what it says.
No.
But they funded the study at the Southern University of Illinois. They got $1.7 billion a year from. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I can't say for sure that this study was worth $1.7 billion. But what I can say is that the university, the Southern Illinois University, got $1.7 billion for the year for all of their studies. And this happened to be one of their studies.
Well, the Agricultural Research Service at the USDA got $1.7 billion from Congress. And that $1.7 billion partially funded the study at Southern Illinois University.
Got it. So this $1.7 billion goes out. Still an absurd amount of money goes out to all these universities.
More than $1 went toward funding how warm a rectal temperature is of a dog.
I'm sure it was probably, it could have been in the millions. I mean, this is the thing. They don't state how much it was, right? And where is this money really going to? Is it really like, what's the point of doing?
No, you know where I can tell you where the money is going. They're stuffing the money in a poor Labrador dog's rectum. It's disappearing in rectums.
Oh man,
rectums are taking our money.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, that's what they're doing in Congress, right? Like that.
Wait. It gets better. Russian cats on a treadmill studies. After having their brain stems snipped, Russian cats were forced to walk on a treadmill in Russian labs. This is all thanks to U.S. taxpayers footing the bill. Russian scientists funded with your money posted videos of their cat walk studies, which showed shaved cats hooked up to electrodes and struggling to walk on a treadmill, probably because they had their brain stems snipped. Yeah. These catwalks were part of a $2.7 million National Institute of Health, the NIH, grant given to a researcher at the Georgia Institute of Technology in the U.S.
I almost feel like, oh, we got all this money. We need to come up with studies that haven't been done before to utilize this money.
It's use it or lose it. So
Yeah.
they're just looking. I think they're looking for ways to use this money instead of it going back to the U.S., which it should. They're using the money for absurd things, which is like, just, you should be prosecuted for that. Like, that's
100%.
criminal. Actually,
Well, and then it's like, and you don't have to really report like how much money this study cost, right? So I mean, in some aspects, it's probably okay. What's the cheapest study that we can do where we can say we're paying all this money, and then.
But you know what's crazy? The more dollars you pump into science, the more death, because all science, like especially when it comes to animal experimentation, comes from studying death or experimenting on animals with harmful substances. And like, why is science or big science not getting more like harsh press from people who like seem to fight for these causes?
Right.
Like, the people
Exactly.
that would fight for animals are distracted by something else and not focusing on what's really going on, what science is really doing. They're the ones supporting science. You know, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so I do want to show this, this thing here pretty soon and look through these, but some of the other ones.
A Labrador rectum, is it?
No, but one of them was an $8,300 lobster tank that was purchased from a restaurant equipment company for the Department of Defense. So the DoD literally ordered an $8,300 lobster tank. Why? I don't know. What are they doing with lobsters? Who knows? The NIH funded research that gave monkeys meth in the morning and tracked their sleep habits. So, yay.
Monkeys no longer have any teeth.
Like, what kind of let's just get monkeys meth and see what happens. And
meth head monkeys.
Yeah. My favorite one is the NIH Monkey Casino. They literally were training monkeys to gamble and with the purpose of studying the risk-taking behaviors. So gambling for drinking water. 2 laboratory monkeys at the University of Minnesota faced high stakes as their access to drinking water hung in a balance, contingent upon their willingness to embrace what researchers termed gambling. So literally, they took their water away and forced them to gamble. $1.9 million was this study. Funded under the NIH National Institute of Mental Health, $1.9 million grant of in NIH of drug abuse, $1.8 million grant gambled that this monkey study was good use of taxpayers' funds. So literally, this study was $1.8 million.
As criminal as all of this is, I also think it would be equally criminal not to have a T-shirt of that monkey on it.
I think it might be more money than that. I think they got a grant for 1.9 million and another grant for 1.8 million.
Oh, you might be right about that.
That's a lot of money to teach monkeys how to gamble.
It's a lot of money.
Dude, what the heck are they really doing with this money? That's like the main thing. $477,000 monkey study on what would happen if you inject female hormones into a male monkey and see if they're more susceptible. Yeah, to HIV.
Again, like
almost $500,000.
Yeah, why is this even helpful? Why is this helpful?
No idea.
How is this helpful?
Like, what is the study purpose for? You know, I mean, I'm telling you, I think this is just. I think like a lot of these institutions and this stuff is just like legal money money laundering from the government.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, Ben, look at this. Look at the critics' note here. Critics note that monkeys themselves are not susceptible to HIV and argue injecting the male monkeys with female hormones is unlikely to yield relevant information or to help humans.
Yeah, I mean, how is this? What's the purpose of the study? What is it really doing? It just doesn't make any sense at all. And what do they do? Just take one monkey and inject it, and then they're like, oh, it's almost 3 or what? Almost 4 million that they spent on this.
Like, how are they get? I just don't understand how they get away with this stuff. You know, like people need to know how much death is involved in science.
Yeah.
Like, why are people not shocked by this? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, this in this whole document that Lindsay is pulling up is criticizing this. It's saying, like, why are these things being allowed, one, to happen? Where's the oversight on this? Why is this so much money? Where is this really going?
Yeah,
And
whoever
who's
put
behind
this document together is brilliant.
Yeah, it really is.
We should see more of that. That should be like, this should be on major news outlets.
Dude, this is the problem. The major news outlets aren't talking about it. Lindsay, can you pull up the beginning of that document? I'd just like to see some of the stuff that we that they also used before we get into our next topic. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. Okay, here we go. Some of this other stuff.
I think this is just a summary of all the other pages.
Uh-huh.
A few of them were like how
what's SBA's ticket to backstage? $200 million.
Yeah, holy cow.
What does SBA mean?
Check this.
What? It's like at the very bottom, second up. Like,
oh, SBA ticket to backstage. What the heck?
What is that?
Small Business Administration. It was about how funds actually got dished out during COVID. So some small businesses were able to get loans from the government. But what small business means is kind of debatable. So this is pointing out that some so-called small business owners were big celebrities who received a lot of money each.
Oh, no, look, stay here for a minute. Post Malone received $10 million. Malone's manager, Electric Feel, and a company run by his agent, Dre London Entertainment Inc. also received grants totaling nearly 20 million. You've got Korn receiving 5.3 million, Slipknot 9.7 million, Smashing Pumpkins 8.6, Steve Aoki, famous DJ 9.9 million, Lil Wayne 8.9 million, Vampire Weekend 8.3 million, Chris Brown 10 million.
Wow.
Like, this is absurd.
Well, and your favorite band ever, Nickelback, got 2 million.
I told you they were evil. No one believed me.
While some may claim these funds were used to keep supporting staff, artists were not required to do so, and we have no way of determining how these blank checks were used.
Sorry. These are not small businesses. These are multi-million-dollar entertainers. Small businesses are like Rise TV is a small business. Like the dude on the street struggling to get by because of COVID is a small business, right? These guys are not small businesses. What's the difference? The difference is that the people that work for them know how to do grant writing. They know how to apply for these grants and get them. And small businesses don't have the time or the energy to do that.
I can't like,
even. This is criminal crap right here.
This is crazy. I didn't. It's like you wouldn't even know about this if you didn't hear about it.
Right.
Wow.
Like Slipknot and Korn.
Can you go back? Like what? Yeah, Slipknot and Korn. Like what the heck? Lindsay, can you go back to the top? Wow. There was one that I saw in here. Okay, Real Fake. DHS's graphic novel about disinformation. Unknown. How much money was spent on that?
Look.
This is a graphic novel about disinformation that the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, the CISA.
Well, probably they spent like 100 or 200 grand on this.
I would imagine so.
But I don't think this is like big money.
Well, it says unknown, so it's hard to
but
say either way.
can you go back to the table of contents, Lindsay?
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at this.
Dude, this table of contents is insane.
So look at this. Above the SBA thing, a few above, it says Treasury's pot of cash for political campaigns, $400 million. So they have a pot of cash for political campaigns that's $400 million.
Lindsay, can you jump to that?
I think that's when you're filing your taxes, there's this box that you can check off to donate basically to this fund that is usually not touched by the presidents because they turn it down, but it's just sitting there, and it's something like, what was it, 400 million? Hang on, I gotta look again.
400 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't donate, do they, when they're doing their taxes? Like
Yes,
people,
they do. There's a checkbox you can donate to.
why do you get to write it off if you do?
400 million. Okay, so every year the IRS reroutes incoming tax payments to a fund set aside for US presidential campaigns. The account is funded by a $3 IRS tax return checkbox. Since 2008, no major political party's candidate for president has accepted the funds. That's so weird. That says, why do we provide unused and unnecessarily welfare for politicians and their presidential campaigns? Like, this is, so in other words, it's just like $400 million is just sitting in this account being unused.
Who gets the interest? That's my question.
That's a really good
question.
That's an excellent question.
Lindsay. You just blew my mind with that question. No, really, the interest on that is no small amount. So somebody's taking the interest from that.
Dude, if you had, to give you an example, if you had $1 billion in an account, you could pretty much just live off the interest.
That's it. Yeah. That's what we need, Ben. $1 billion in an account.
$1 billion in an account. Just live
that's
off
it. I'm working towards it. 2024 is going to be big money.
Oh man. All right. Well, why don't we're going to show another trailer, and we get back, we'll start reading some of the funniest and interesting New Year's resolutions that we saw. So, and also let us know in the chat too, your New Year's resolutions, and we'll read those when we do the Q&A later on in the show. So,
okay, really going to the trailer now.
A celestial object threatens captured soldiers, but their faith changes everything. 3 cosmic events converge on the same day, and nobody knows why. A mysterious sound targets people when they least suspect it, setting off a UFO hunt for years to come. What was the Warminster thing? Do unexplained events and supernatural occurrences expose that something more is going on in our world? What are the most amazing otherworldly stories of Christmas that nobody's talking about?
Join Edge of Wonder for unexplained events and a supernatural Christmas. All right, guys, again, you can find that over on rise.tv along with all of our other series that we have done, but we were going hard on like near-death experiences and some interesting stories for Christmas. Next year, we're going to have a bunch of stuff on UFOs and celebrities, sightings of UFOs, and personal stories too. So follow us on rise.tv for that.
I just don't think we're ever going to use UAPs. Like, it's sort of like Pluto being a planet. Like, Pluto is never not going to be a planet to me. I'm never not going to use UFOs to describe unidentified flying objects.
I 100% agree. I would like. It really bothers me when they're like, Pluto is not a planet. I'm like, it is a planet.
It totally is a planet.
Yeah.
There's
all right. I'm still like just mind blown over that whole report thing, but
me too. That's not going to go away for a while.
Yeah, I agree. Man. Okay, so
I like this one, this comment we got from BWW for real. She said, I do not do resolutions. I set intentions. I like that attitude.
I like that too, actually. That's good. That is really good. All right. So here's some of the funnier ones that we saw. This is from Tiffany Crutchfield, who's in Florida. She says, New Year's resolution is to let my mother wash my tennis shoes from now on because I washed them last time and they fell apart.
Tiffany Crutchfield, Warrington Middle School, 1983, Pensacola, Florida. So to give context, this is a little bit of an old New Year's resolution.
Or was she born in 1983?
Would she be in middle school?
No, these are from 1983.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are from 1983.
A lot of these are from 1983, actually. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this one. My New Year's resolution is to keep my friend Marlon under control when we're in public. Kelly Moody, Pensacola High School, 1983. Pensacola, Florida, if you didn't know.
It's from this guy named Joseph. He says, my 9 years resolution is to keep on being a good guy and quit wasting time.
Pensacola High School.
That's pretty funny. And these are all, some of these are, let's see. You want to read another one?
My New Year's resolution is breaking my bad habit of using my too big imagination. Grant Frame. What a name, Grant Frame. 3rd grade. This guy's in 3rd grade, Cold Springs Elementary, 1996, Montana. That's a good resolution for somebody in the 3rd grade. I got to stop using my imagination, so much.
1996, also in Montana. I promised to keep myself and my teeth healthy so I don't get rotten ones. Amber Stolp.
Yeah. 5th grade, Hellgate Elementary. Wow, scary elementary school. Hellgate Elementary?
What the heck is that?
Zola, Montana is crazy, man. Elementary school, Hellgate.
Man, I have no idea.
That's rough.
Sounds like where Hillary Clinton went to school.
Resolution from child to parent. Father's resolution is to grow a longer beard. Evan, 4th grade. Okay, that's a good resolution.
So weird. Why I was looking up what Hillgate was. Resolution from child to parents. Mom, to stop saying clean up this, clean up that, and stop making sardines. Sardines loaf? Stop making
sardines loaf? What the heck is that?
So like meatloaf, but instead with sardines. I would agree with that one too.
So these resolutions from child to parents are children asking their parents to stop doing something, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess so. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yes, they are. Yeah.
So this resolution from child to parent to the father was, I think he wants some new PJs and to keep my mother from spending his money. Jessica Nelson is in 4th grade. Okay, so to get new glasses and to not poke a hole in them or catch them on fire. Dang, Trudy. Trudy's resolution, 1992.
This one is great. Never again hang my underwear on ceiling fans. Never try and run anyone off the road with someone else's car. Sally.
It sounds like it's her name's, is that Sally? Sally?
Sally? I think it's Sally.
It's Sally. Like, that is a crazy. Yeah. Well, that must have been a crazy year in 1992 if that was a resolution.
On ceiling fans. That's pretty funny.
Never try to run anyone off the road with someone else's car. That's funny.
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Those are some of the funny ones. Okay. Why don't we get into some of the highlights from this past year?
Okay. Yeah. Right here, we're going to get into highlights from 2023. So all of these things that happened in 2023 that you probably forgot about. All right, Ben, why don't you hit us with January and I'll do February.
January, we have Lisa Marie Presley's death. Oh, man, it just stuff does not seem like it was that long ago. We also have the movie Violent Night. And you know what? I saw that with my brother over on Christmas Day. My brother and I watched that movie.
Funny, right?
It is probably now my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
It's a good one.
It is weird. It is really violent, but it's like, oh, it's so good. The one-liners are when they're so serious about these these like one-liners, and it's like it's so over the top ridiculous, but oh my gosh, I was blown away by actually how good it was. And I think like violent movies, like I really don't like to watch a lot of violent movies, but when there's like this element of righteousness in it, like a really good guy going after really bad guys, it's like I don't mind it as much. It's like when innocent people die in violent movies, that's what really affects me. I just don't like to watch that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But something like this, I have to admit, I was laughing the whole way through it. And my brother was like, dude, isn't this good? I'm like, man, I wish I would have saw this in the theaters.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, yeah, everyone was going crazy in the theaters. And I was like, it was really good. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. Chat GPT came out in January of 2023. Again, it doesn't seem like, I don't even know.
That's crazy.
Third highest number of tornado watches confirmed of January ever in the history of the United States. And as Rob mentioned at the beginning of the show, the Chinese spy balloons happened in January. It just does not seem like it was that long ago. U.S. hit its debt ceiling, and Damar Hamlin, he suffers the cardiac arrest in January of 2023. So he's of course he plays for the Bills, and that was a big, huge controversy of what happened to him. So Rob, you want to go into February?
Yeah, February was pretty boring. Movies that came out: 80 for Brady, Cocaine Bear. Beyonce broke the record for winning the most Grammys, which is totally set up anyway. So who cares? Right. Taylor Swift broke tons of records for her albums and dropped Speak Now, Taylor's version. She goes back and redoes her old songs, blah, blah, blah. Turkey, Syria earthquake was the largest of the year at a 7.8, which is no joke. 7.8, that is devastating.
Oh yeah, we talked about that on our live show. Actually, that was really insane. March, we have the Canadian wildfires that happened, and that continued for most of the year. The second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Man, that was in February. It just
I know.
Doesn't seem like how long.
March.
Oh, I'm sorry, March.
You're in March.
Yeah, I'm in March. My birthday was in March, actually. Everything Everywhere All at Once won 7 awards at the Oscars, and that was actually one of my top favorite movies of the year. I love that movie. It was so great. If you haven't seen that movie, watch it.
I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch it. It is on my list.
It is awesome. It is so good, and it's just not your typical movie. Like it doesn't follow any formula that we know of, and I think that's so good. And the acting in it is amazing, and it's really really moving. It's just so great. The writing, I can't express how great the writing was in that. And it deals with all these parallel universes and realities and everything. So that's right. Cool. Xi Jinping was awarded third 5-year term as China's leader. I mean, he should have stepped down years ago, a couple years ago now, and he's basically just now calling himself Emperor Xi. He's never going to step down. So he's just the emperor. The U.S. Department of State released its 2022 country reports on human rights practices on China. And it detailed the genocide and crimes against humanity of Muslims, Uyghurs, Falun Dafa practitioners, and other groups under the Chinese Communist Party. This also included forced labor, live organ harvesting. So it did acknowledge that live organ harvesting is happening, forced sterilization, sexual and physical abuse, torture, brainwashing, and other things as well, arbitrary detainment. So, and I'm sure there was other stuff.
Yeah, April, we had a death here. Jerry Springer died, the guy who did those crazy talk shows. Movies that came out, that Super Mario Brothers movie came out, The Pope's Exorcist came out then, and Big George Foreman. Classified foreign intelligence documents from the Pentagon leaked on social media. Star Wars' Celebrations Lucasfilm Studio Showcase announced 3 more Star Wars movies in the pipeline, which probably by now have been canceled because of all the drama at Disney.
There is a lot of rumors whether they're supposed to be focusing on Rey, and there's rumors whether it's going to happen or not.
Yeah, everything's up in the air now.
Mm-hmm.
Mass boycott of Bud Light began after the company's campaign with transgender personality Dylan Mulvaney. They lost up to $6.5 billion in stock value in just a few days. Go woke, go broke, my friends.
Yeah, that's true. May, we have Tina Turner, who died. I forgot about that, actually. Little Mermaid came out, which was also a major controversy. And at first, it did really extremely well at the box office, and then it totally
tanked.
Yeah, literally, it sank deeper than the Titanic. The debt ceiling cap was what? Anyway, the debt ceiling cap was increased because, as we mentioned in February, it hit the ceiling, and so they're like, "Oh, we have to raise it now." Charles III is crowned king. Oh, that's right, because Elizabeth died.
See how they cut off his hand? See how it's cropped for his hand? It's because he has sausage fingers.
Dude, that actually reminds me of the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, because there's a part where they actually have sausage fingers.
Oh, really? Like they're all like sausagey?
They're real sausage.
Wow. That's cool.
You gotta watch them.
They must have got it from him.
I think they probably did. I actually think they did. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay. So we have the Writers Guild of America went on strike, and then Beyonce kicks off her tour. Yay!
Who cares? June. Deaths Paul Arkin and the Iron Sheik from WWE.
Oh yeah, dude, that's right. The Iron Sheik died.
Movies that came out: Elemental, Stan Lee, The Flash, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which actually was the only one there worth talking about, really.
Horrible.
Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg discuss a cage fight in UFC,
which never happened.
Well, yeah, according to Elon, Mark just stopped talking to him about it at a certain point.
Yeah, Mark was very serious about it.
Yeah, Ukraine launches a counter-offensive against Russia. Titan submarine diving to view the wreck of the Titanic implodes. Remember that?
Was in June.
Yeah.
Man, I thought that was like not too long ago. I mean, that's not too long ago, but I mean, like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Not in June, though. All right, we have July. We have Oppenheimer, which opened up in Barbie, of course. Big, huge thing there. And then Sound of Freedom also, which actually brought in more money in the box office than Indiana Jones did. So, because July, because Indiana Jones and the whatever it was, the one that I did.
Temple of Dumb.
I can't even remember what it was called. Wow. Look at that. No joke.
Indiana Jones and
Dial of Destiny and whatever.
Dial of.
I have to admit, I didn't watch it, so it's hard for me to like say.
I don't even consider these last 2 Indiana Jones to be Indiana Jones films.
No one really does anyway. It's the original 3 that are the best. All right, and then we have the SAG strike in Hollywood. The actors then strikes. Threads, the Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter alternative in which he vowed was going to take over Twitter, was launched, called Threads, and it basically became unthreaded and died. So, I don't know anyone who actually uses it. I mean, everyone jumped on it and then realized they can't delete their account, because if they did, they also simultaneously delete their Instagram account. So I think it was a way to keep people on there. Twitter rebrands as X, and Emmy nominations with Succession, The Last of Us, The White Lotus, Ted Lasso. I actually haven't seen the 3rd season of Ted Lasso yet, but the first 2 are really good. David Grush, the whistleblower who testified at the Congress hearing, came out that month and talking about the UFO recovery program, or UAPs. and how the U.S. was in possession of non-human biologics and dead pilots. Tiffany Gomez melts down on American Airlines flight, which is still massive controversy for me. I don't know what to think about all that.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, unfortunately he died, and Sinead O'Connor died too. So that was all in July. Oh, a lot happened in July.
I'm gonna take August and September here, seeing how they're kind of small.
Yep.
Okay, so August, Hurricane Hillary in California and Hurricane Idalia in Florida. Those hit. Hawaii had the wildfires in August. Trump was indicted by a grand jury on charges of election racketeering and related offenses, issued arrest warrant, and there is a mugshot. Yeah, there it is. The classic Trump mugshot. And the deaths in that month were Bob Barker and Richard Belzer. No idea who Richard Belzer is. Who is that?
I don't know either, actually.
Lindsay, help me out here. Who is that?
He's been in a million things. Law and Order SVU is what pops up in my head first. But let me share.
I don't really watch.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that dude.
He's
in a lot of TV shows.
I don't mean to be mean, but he must hear really well when he was here.
Interesting.
Really well. All right, September deaths: Dianne Feinstein, Michael Gambon, which is Dumbledore, and then Jimmy Buffett died. I remember that.
Wait, the dude that died, that played Dumbledore died? I forgot.
Yeah.
Because the guy that played Hagrid, I think, died last year.
Yeah. Yep. So movies, The Boogeyman, The Equalizer 3, which was actually really good. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, and Blue Beetle, which totally bombed, came out. Virgin Galactic launched its first tourist flight into space. Las Vegas Sphere opens as an immersive concert and events venue, and tons of people went to that and were pretty blown away by it.
Yeah, I actually went there when I was in, but I tried to get a ticket for it, but it was like, it was hard. I mean, it was so much traffic and I didn't have time, but I did go to it and took some photos outside at least. Okay, in October, we have Matthew Perry, who died.
Oh, yeah.
And Summers, Dick Buckus, and then Richard Roundtree. And I'm not sure who Richard Roundtree is. Probably another actor. Then we have, of course, the conflict in Israel and Hamas started. New Speaker of the House elected, Mike Johnson. Oh, okay, that dude. Yeah, I know who that guy is. Oh, yeah, he's been in a lot of
he was in Shaft.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Taylor Swift kicks off her Eras tour, the highest grossing tour of all time, and the first singer person to reach billionaire status. And yeah, there's that. And you could do
sure. November. So the deaths are Rosalind Carter, that's President Carter's wife. Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX CEO, was convicted of frauding customers and lenders a year after the FTX scandal broke in November of 2022. Yeah, so he was convicted. 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference was held in Dubai in November as well.
Such a joke.
I know.
And then Elon did not get invited to that conference.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. December, Icelandic volcano happened. The Hunter Biden indicated for tax offenses. Taylor Swift, Time Magazine Person of the Year. Yay. And some deaths. Norman Lear, Sandra Day O'Connor, Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah. And of course, Henry Kissinger. Boom.
So her full name was Sandra Day O'Connor?
Why did they call her? Two different people.
What? Okay.
Sandra Day O'Connor is not the same person as.
I was going to say the same thing too. I'm like, did I read that wrong? Sandra. Yeah.
Sandra Day O'Connor was a justice of the Supreme Court.
Oh, but
she was like a feminist.
Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, okay. But then I was going to say, I thought Sinead O'Connor died. She died when did she die? Sinead O'Connor. She just died.
She died in July.
Yeah, okay. We forgot to put her down. But
No,
there's
she was in. You read it earlier.
we did. Oh
Yeah.
man, sorry. There was so many celebrity deaths though that happened this year. I was like looking at a thing. There was like close to 200.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them are like people that like, you know, if you're younger, you may not know, but yeah, I saw it was like a massive photo of all these people that died, and there was like probably like 200 people in this photo, and I was like, holy cow, it's crazy. All right, you guys. Well, that was our live show on our free part. Now we're going to jump over to rise.tv, where we're going to get into some of your New Year's resolutions that you wrote in our chat, and also along with like your questions that you wanted to bring us or ask us. And yeah, so we're about ready to leave Rumble, Facebook, Ganjing World, Twitter, everywhere else, and head over to rise.tv. So if you haven't, be sure to join us for just $9.99 a month. And right now we're still having our special Rise TV /holiday, where you can get 25% off if you join us for the year. And also at the end of our Friday night live shows, we do our top 10 weirder news of the week. And at the end of the year, we're going to bring you the top 10 weirder news of 2023. So some good ones.
Yeah. Also, we are going to be doing a whole lot of cool things in 2024. So if you would like to join rise.tv, definitely do it right now while the deal is still in play up until December 31st. We're going to be doing all kinds of awesome stuff this coming year. With the Metaphysical Show, we're going to be doing some documentary style stuff across rise.tv. It's going to be a really, really fun year. So definitely check it out. Join us. You can get access to our full catalog of over 400 videos of any kind of stuff that you'd want to know about. We've got it there. And I have to say, we do a better job than most people in researching this stuff and tracking down what's really going on. So definitely be a part of rise.tv. Don't miss it. It's going to be big in 2024. And yeah, Ben, thanks so much. And for all of you guys listening, come over there to rise.tv, where we're going to do our Q&A and New Year's resolution reading this year. Last year, this is our last show of the year, actually. It was pretty cool.
I was just thinking that this is the last show of the year. And after this, we can actually say we'll see you next year, which is super weird.
Why don't you do that, Ben?
Oh, yeah. So we'll see you next year in 2024.
You out on the edge
of next year,
2024.
Yeah.
Scrooge has nothing on one Santa who uses his final act to help his Tiny Tim.
A man catches a glimpse of something greater than himself when he stares in the eyes of a stranger in Grand Central Station.
A balloon letter to Santa returns with a miracle attached.
A historical truce, the power of righteous thoughts and miraculous escapes from mortal peril leave everyone amazed. Sometimes we have the opportunity to do good things for others, to spread goodwill toward men and treat every day like it's Christmas. At times like these, I like to think that Santa really does exist. And after our research into inspiring, real-life Santa stories and sightings, we think you're going to believe, too, when you hear what we found.
Join Edge of Wonder for Santa Claus stories, good deeds, and Christmas spirit.
Hey guys,
Rise TV.
welcome.